Today I'm on Battlefield 4, and I feel like this is the perfect game to talk about the topic I want to talk about today, which is I think modern shooters genuinely forgot what makes a game fun. I don't really have like a script for this video, so I'm basically just going over the main things that I see that could be easily improved in modern games. Some of the like basics, I guess, mechanics that the classic shooters hold that the modern shooters completely lost. Yeah, I'm going crazy. I think a big thing they lost is like immersion. Even in Battlefield 6, I think some of the art choices in a lot of new modern shooters are just far out in the experimental factor of games rather than, core to true to anything, I guess. Like, a lot of games don't really go out of their way to really make anything historically accurate anymore. The immersion breaking happens when you have the different skins and otherworldly objects that appear in the gameplay experience, which is a thing that doesn't really happen in Battlefield 4 at all. Like, the most you'll get is they have very basic ways of customizing your character. I think that's one thing they completely went down the wrong road with. Games like this, I feel like, will always kind of like trump the newer ways of giving out, customization options, because this one just makes it not only easier but kind of pleasing to do, because you just have them all here. It's not like a, Fortnite digital storefront where you get all these advertisements and different things you got to shift through. I feel like these games are way more balanced than newer games. Yeah. So we're gonna hit the range to look at some of the main mechanics that modern shooters could take a look at and learn from. So obviously one great thing about this game is just the sound design in general. Like, even without playing or doing anything, just hearing the atmosphere of this game is amazing. But once you start to actually play, just immediately I feel like this game knows how to make every experience feel like, as close to that experience as possible on screen. The running animations are simple but also like immersive. Yeah, also the destruction here. This game does a great job with making things feel rare, like being in a match and then using one of these or using one of these randomly. Like, they definitely can come in handy, although you wouldn't really rely on those things ever. Even the vehicles, like the boats, you would never really designate. Well, some people do, but just all in all, like, all of the equipment in the game, they did a great job with making it not overpowered, but still useful in certain situations. In certain situations it's useful, other situations it'll work against you. The fire animations are amazing. I do think the sniper class on Battlefield 4 specifically is one of the best takes on being a sniper, like in a modern shooting game. I feel like not having quick scoping in this game, or not, being able to easily do it on command, is one of the things I like about this game for sure. Not that quick scoping is bad, but especially in a game like this, it just balances out the vibe more. Like, being long distance, having to actually aim and concentrate before shooting feels like something that a sniper would do, rather than like me running up and jump shotting somebody that's like in that window. Certain new titles with snipers, they make them very, very like overpowered in like some of the tightest maps, and most times there's usually like that one sniper that's the best one. So you just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like not really snipers. It's more so just like one way of doing that class or skill rather than like the sniper class being, you know, just like these other classes in Battlefield 4, a class where you can experiment, just try any weapons and still kind of have a chance to do something. I feel like the support class is a really good class that highlights shooters being games that can also be played not slow paced but just differently, because as a support you still are in, you know, the combat. You're usually in the middle of each match. However you run support, I usually do like Claymore and 3 C4, but usually people have the ammo box, and that'll usually have you like near somebody or helping out somewhere. Basically, I feel like support is a great class to play in this game if you just want to like not really have to focus on any certain goal with your playstyle, but you still want to be effective as you're playing, you know. And that's like a great neutral zone to be in, I feel like, in any playstyle in a game where you feel like you can just have fun with the character, but there's like little things you can do, you know, along the way. I feel like the engineer class is made for people who want to be aggressive in a shooting game. And like when I'm using engineer, especially if I'm using a submachine gun, I feel the closest to Call of Duty, like the closest to a Call of Duty experience in this game. Um, Obviously this game is slower paced than Call of Duty. It is not as fast paced as Call of Duty. But Engineer, I do feel like, can speed up the pace if you want that kind of vibe. And obviously the Assault class is my favorite class because of how effective it is. It's basically the Engineer, but like times 2 in terms of what you're able to do when you're fighting people. Even just one-on-one, like the Assault class has the best choice of guns, the most damage output, and you also can revive everybody like pretty quickly. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you think modern shooters have lost the sauce, or if you think they still have something to prove and they will come through with it. I think they will have some things to show in the future for modern shooters that will be good. But I do think there's a lot of things in classic shooters that probably won't be replicated or, you know, like really outdone as much. Alright, thank you guys for watching this video. See you next time. Peace.